How did your dad's funeral go? Did everything run smoothly?
Yeah, we just finished. A lot of people came, so I was happy about that. I think Dad would have been happy to see all his friends too. It would have been better if you were able to come too. He would have wanted you there.
I'm really sorry. I tried my best, but I couldn't get the day off from work. My boss was being so unreasonable. But anyway, there's something that I want to talk to you about. Is now a good time to do that?
Oh, you want to talk?
Yeah, it's about the house that your dad was living in. Well, now that he's gone, there's no one that's gonna live there now, right? I think it would be a good idea to sell that house and use that money to buy a new place. We could get a nice big place and live with my parents.
What? You want to sell my dad's house? And you want us to live with your parents? I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you can't just decide that on your own.
We can't just keep renting. We need to have our own condo one day anyway. Now is a good time to do that. We should buy a house now while the market is still good.
But we never talked about it before. Like I said, that isn't something that only you get to decide.
But it involves my parents. As their only child, I get to decide what we do for them.
Okay, sure, but I get to stay in my own house. Besides, you're talking about my dad's house.
Yeah, and both of your parents are dead now. My parents are still alive, and well, I want to spend as much time with them as I can.
What the hell? You're talking about selling my childhood home here. At the very least, you could have considered moving your parents in there first. Why do we have to sell it and buy a new place? You don't even want to get another house but a condo? Is that even good for our future?
I said I wanted to live with my parents. Your dad's house is big enough and it's nice, but the location is very inconvenient. It's too far from work. We can buy a condo closer to the city. It'll be big enough for my parents to live with us too. Doesn't that sound good? Just wait and see. You'll come around too.
But what about me and what I want?
What's wrong with living with my parents? Like they say, the more the merrier.
Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. I didn't think that you would be this self-centered.
What? How dare you talk to me like that? This is all your fault anyway. You're the one that insists on working when I want you to stay home and take care of the house.
What?
My parents have been pestering me about getting a divorce. They don't like the fact that you haven't been taking good care of me. Women belong in the house and not outside working.
What kind of backward 1950s thinking is that? There's traditional and then there's suppressing. Your job doesn't pay that well in the first place. There's no way we could survive on your salary alone. That's why I work, so that I can support this family too. I never said that I'd quit working after I got married in the first place. No one does that anymore.
Don't talk back to me. Are you forgetting? I'm the one that has the deed to your father's house.
What? I didn't know that. How did you get it?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter what you say or how much you protest, my word is final. If you keep quiet and just do as I say, then I'll let you live with us. Do you understand? But if you keep insisting on acting out like this, then you better pack your things and leave right now. I'm not gonna put up with your behavior.
Wait a minute. We need to talk about this.
I see how it is. You've made your choice. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear another word from you. I'm gonna buy a high-rise condo for my parents and I. I've already decided on this. Don't you dare get in my way.
There's something wrong with you. You're not the person that I married. I'm sure you didn't really think about this in the long term.
There's nothing to think about. Everything is gonna go smoothly and it's gonna be great. If you don't like my plan, then you can leave. That's gonna be great for me. I can finally be released from being shackled to you. This marriage is a sham.
I see that your true colors are finally showing.
Hey sis, what's happening? What's with the sudden notice that I have to move out of the house? Why can't I just stay there? You promised that I could stay there. What changed?
I'm really sorry, Felix. Well, a lot of things happened and the house has been sold now. You can't stay there anymore.
A lot of things happened? I'm pretty sure only one thing happened. That husband of yours did you dirty. But don't worry, we're not going to give up that easily. We're not just going to let him have it without a fight.
We? Who do you mean by we? What can you and I do about it?
We, as in me and the other 9 people that were going to move in there.
9 people? You were gonna live there with 9 of your little hoodlum friends?
Hoodlums? Yikes. Who even uses that word these days? You sound like some kind of racist boomer.
Ouch, point taken. But in my defense, haven't you all been arrested at least once?
We don't do anything bad. Not anymore anyway. We're doing things that are more, how do you say, creative.
What do you mean by creative? That doesn't sound reassuring.
Creative means creative. You don't know what creative means? The plan was for the 10 of us to live under one roof and do creative things.
Fine, I'll just take your word for it. I guess it's better if I don't know the details. I hope it works out for you guys.
Yeah, it would have, but that's not possible now. We don't have a place to go without that house. It's all Lance's fault. What did he say he was going to do with the money?
He said that he's going to buy a condo closer to downtown.
Whoa, a condo in the city? That's quite balling. Do you know what? I've actually always wanted to see what it was like to live that high up. The view must be amazing.
That's the first time you've even talked about that.
Hey, I have a good idea. Let's go take a look.
Take a look? How are we going to do that?
If you think about it, that condo that he brought also belongs to us. After all, he used the money from the house that we grew up in. We have a right to live there if we want to. Regardless of what Lance says, we should be able to stay there. We don't need his permission. Our money paid for that place. Doesn't that make perfect sense?
Are you saying that we should break into and then squat in Lance's condo?
Sure, same idea but different way of putting it. But it won't just be the 2 of us. It'll be us and 9 of my friends. If we don't do this, we won't have a place to live. So if you think about it, he made us do this. Don't you agree? When did he say he was going to move into his new place? I hope it's soon. I want to start living there. I bet I can be really creative in a place like that.
It's a bit forceful for my liking, but it's not a bad idea. You're right. He's the one that's put us in such a tight spot. It's time for a little payback.
Yeah, that's right. What he did to us is unforgivable, so he's just getting what he deserves. I never really liked that guy to begin with, but I was willing to put my feelings aside for your sake, but he proved me right by pulling something like this. Don't worry though, sis. There's a better guy for you out there. Don't mourn over this piece of work.
Yeah? You really think so? I've pretty much given up.
I don't just think so, I know so. There are tons of guys way nicer than him. Not to mention better paid and better dressed. Anyone would be an upgrade from that worthless excuse for a man. Don't let this one bad choice ruin you. Put yourself out there again.
Thanks, but it's a little weird coming from my little brother.
I'm just telling it like it is. You can take it however you want. It doesn't matter who I'm talking to, I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. That's me. You should know that by now.
Yeah, I do. That mouth has gotten you into a few scraps or 2 while we were growing up. But I'm happy to hear that. Thank you.
No problem. Can I say more? When I joined this crew, I finally knew what it was like to belong somewhere.
What? Belong? But you had me.
Yeah, but it's different. Family is obligated to take care of one another, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you belong there. But with these guys, I feel like I found my people. People who understand me and who aren't being there for me out of obligation, but because they want to.
That's pretty harsh on me, but I'm glad that your friends are so important to you.
Sorry, you know I love you, but I would be lying if I said we always saw eye to eye.
You don't have to tell me. You're way more rebellious than I could ever be.
That's how I fell in with my friends. But eventually, we all grew out of our rebellion against society. Instead, we decided to protect it. Now we're thinking of creative ways to give back. I think your case is a good place to start. If I don't help you, then who will? You're the only blood I have left.
That's true. My only family is you now.
Yeah, so just leave everything to me. Dad's watching us from above. He's gonna be so proud.
Okay, I'll leave everything to you. Thank you, Felix. Not just for what you said today, but for everything.
I got quite a large sum of money from selling your father's house. It's more than enough for the condo. I'm moving my parents in there, so if you don't like it, then you can get a divorce and leave us alone.
Yeah? Okay, then I'll file for a divorce today.
That's music to my ears. Have a nice life.
I'll have all the papers ready soon. But don't blame me for whatever happens next.
What happens next? Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna be living my life without you in my nice new condo. Later, loser. Hey, what's the meaning of this? Who the hell are all these people? And what are they doing in my home?
I have no idea what you mean. Can't you tell?
Of course I can't. They all came here suddenly and demanded that I open the door. You have something to do with this, don't you? You better tell me the truth.
Not me to be precise, but my brother.
Brother? You have 10 brothers?
I said brothers, so just one. You've met Felix before. Why are you playing stupid? I don't think you've met his friends, though.
What on earth? So you are responsible. I don't even care about the details. Just make them go away.
I can't do that. Those people have it in for you. They were planning on living in that house that you sold without our permission.
What?
They lost their home, so they decided to go to you. After all, you did use that money to buy the condo. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. What is wrong with your brother? It's so odd because even though they invaded this place, they were all so polite about it. I thought that they would be rude.
What? They aren't being rude.
No, they just made a pot of coffee and they're just sitting in the living room. I don't have time for any of this. I need to leave, but I can't just let them be here. You need to do something.
Why did you contact me? Shouldn't you call the police instead? They're trespassing, aren't they? There's good reason for the police to come.
Well, I can't really.
If you told the police, they'll have the authority to do something about it. You better do it quick if you have to go.
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't? Because if you did, you'd have to explain to the police that you stole that deed from me and sold that house without my permission. You'll be the one they arrest for theft.
I'm not a thief. You agreed that I could do it.
I don't remember agreeing with you about anything. Besides, you don't have anything in writing. You stole the deed from the safe that was in the house. You didn't even hire a real estate agent to help you do things legally. You did that without any written consent from me or my father's lawyer.
Well...
You thought that no one would notice, right? You got the combination to the safe and just took it? My brother was supposed to live in that house. It was left for him, but you stole that from him. So of course you can't call the police. They'll know what you did. They wouldn't even have to investigate that long.
Shut up, you're being annoying.
One more thing. You said that you were going to live there with your parents, but they aren't there, it seems. Who's that young woman staying there instead?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb. Did you forget already? My brother's there. He told me about her. Who is that young and beautiful woman who's staying with you? Can't be your mother.
She's the maid. Yeah, she's the maid I hired. You're not here to clean and stuff, so I had to hire someone to do that.
Oh, so you're sharing the bedroom with your maid? I'm not that stupid. You've been cheating on me. I thought you couldn't get any lower, but here you are at rock bottom.
No, I haven't been cheating. This isn't fair.
Since when do you care about playing fair? You wanted a divorce because you want to be with her. That's why you kept on pushing for one. That was your plan all along. On top of all that, you used your parents as an excuse? Not only are you a cheater, but you're also spineless. How did I not see it?
Wait, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, care to explain then? How did I get it wrong? Which part of what I said is wrong? You bought that condo to impress her, didn't you? You thought that she wouldn't be able to refuse your proposal if it came with a high-rise condo.
What? How did you know that?
Your girlfriend told Felix everything. She wasn't shy about hiding it. Did you think that it wouldn't get back to me somehow? And apparently she's an escort? Is that how you met her? You thought that you'd be able to impress her if you got her a high-rise condo?
No, not really. Please.
What do you mean, not really? Then tell me.
Well, you're actually right, but please, this is getting embarrassing. Please, forgive me.
Out of all the things that you've done, cheating on me with an escort isn't the worst. I will forgive you, but only on one condition. You need to give Felix that condo.
No way, I can't do that.
Fine then. I'll go to the police about this and I'll tell your company what you did.
No, you can't do that. It'll ruin me. We can settle this some other way. But I can't give away the condo. If I do that, I won't be able to afford alimony or any divorce settlement. You understand that, right?
I definitely know that you can't afford to pay anything. Your salary is way too low. Even with my father's house as down payment, the monthly mortgage for the condo will eat up most of your paycheck. You make even less than I do, and that's what you can't stand, right? Even though my income was what helped you sustain a reasonably good lifestyle, you couldn't stand the fact that a woman made more than you. You're just a small man.
Fine, I admit it. It was my fault. I acted on my impulses. Please, I'm desperate here. I can't give up the condo. I'll have nowhere to go.
I'm sure you'll be able to find a closet or a couch somewhere you can rent.
I just moved. I can't afford to do that all over again. I don't have money for security deposits and all that now. I bought her so many things. I'm up to my eyeballs in credit card bills. I don't have any money.
I don't know why you're telling me all this. What's your point?
Let's start over. Let's pretend that this never happened and start again. We'll cancel the divorce. Everything was my fault and I'm sorry, but we can still get back together. It'll be great.
Wow, you must have hit your head somewhere because that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I don't ever want to get back together with you. You and that escort of yours need to get out and find some other place to live.
If she finds out the truth, she'll leave me for sure. She thinks that I'm single. Well, that was what I told her.
How lucky for you that she believed you without any doubts.
I can see that this is going nowhere.
That's right. The only one going anywhere is you and your girlfriend, getting out of my brother's condo. And by the way, I told your parents everything you've been up to already so that you don't have to.
What?
Your mom and dad are very unhappy with you. They were so surprised to find out that they had co-signed on the lease, they could be charged with accessory if we press charges. They're also very disappointed that you cheated on me with some escort and bought a condo that was beyond your means. You can't seem to stop making such stupid choices. They're ashamed to have you as their son.
You cornered me. I can't even go to my parents for help now. What am I supposed to do now? I can't go anywhere.
That sounds like a you problem. It has nothing to do with me. The only thing I want you to do is get out of that condo as soon as possible.
Wait, you need to give me more time. I need to think about this.
You don't have any time. Just get out. If you don't, I'm going to start telling everyone else and there's going to be real consequences to pay. If you lose that job, then you really won't have anything left.
Fine, I'll leave. Just please don't tell my work.
I won't, as long as you move out of there.
You're really not gonna reconsider? Can't you just forgive me? There has to be something that I can do.
Not a single thing. I need to give Felix and his friends a place to live. Don't get in the way of me helping out my little brother. After that, Lance moved out of the condo in tears. He stayed in a motel for a while, but soon ran out of money. The court recognized that our marriage ended because he cheated on me, so he was ordered to pay a little extra in alimony. Of course, I wasn't going to let him off that easily, though. I sent an email to his boss informing him of what Lance did. His company didn't want a scandal about its employees stealing people's houses with escorts getting out. The next time Lance showed up for work, he was called into his boss's office and was let go on the spot. Lance lost everything because of me, and I'm sure he's cursing me up and down. He tried to find another place to go, but nothing ever worked out. The rumors already spread around town. Felix got a hold of him and gave him a stern talk. I'm not sure what was said, but Lance decided that it would be better if he left town. I guess it's a way for him to start a new life in a place where no one knows who he is. But again, that's none of my business now. I moved out of the apartment that we shared and got my own place. I live alone and I couldn't be happier. Felix did offer me to go live with him and his friends in the condo, but I turned the offer down. I also want to start a new life with no attachments with what happened in the past. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.